Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Xia, Legends of a Drift System with the Embers of a Forsaken Star and Missions and Powers expansions, where we're just about to start episode 12. Just before we do, one small thing from last turn. Yeah, I did stop on a mission point. And I mentioned about picking up passengers. It was Cobra Hex, and said it was a minor action. Well, it's not really. But seeing as he only moved one single space, we'll just let that one slide. So he should have actually stopped on that mission spot to pick up his passengers, and it wasn't a minor action. It is a minor action, however, if you do pick up cargo that's floating around in space. Doesn't seem to be too much of a difference to me, but apparently it is. So he should have stopped there. He didn't, but as I say, he only moved on an extra space, so we'll just let it slide this time. Okay, so that's it for corrections. We can get straight into the action phase for Johnny Neptune. And here we are with Johnny, so let's pick up his arm tokens. And yes, he has got some terror to sell, so he's going to head up towards Azor, I think. And we'll take these just in case he uses them. Let's get across to the board. And here we are with the Manchester, which is currently on the buy space of Dorovin 5. And he is going to do some buying. So what he's going to do is he's going to spend his 1,000 credits that he's got left. Because, oh yes, that was another mistake I made last turn. Oh no, not for him. No, the mistake I made was on Vest Virgo. She did have 9,000 credits, and yes, I ended up spending all of them on a new ship rather than just 8,000. But no, Johnny had 1,000 credits left, and he's going to spend that 1,000 credits, and he's going to buy the remaining 2 Terror on the economy board and put that onto his ship. That means that Terror is now in demand, so I'll put a coin on the economy board as well before we get going. And yes, because he's doing trading, he's going to use his hard bargaining, so he's got to roll a d20. And this time we roll a 3 after rolling all those 20s, so nothing happens, we fail to haggle. But that still cost us 3 energy. 1, 2, 3. And that's exhausted. But he did buy 2 terror, so he is going to use his inertia harness as well. He's took the buy action, so he can move up to 3 spaces now. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3 out here, which means he's used his inertia harness as well. And now he is going to actually use an engine. So I'll put that onto his engine, if I can find it. There it is. And he gets to roll a d12. He does have GTS as well. And he rolls an 11, so he will be able to go 12 spaces. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's just got all the way up here to Tigress Gate. He's going to spend another on another engine. D12 again. And he rolls a 9. With GTS, that's an 11. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's just short of the cell space. And what he'll do is he'll use his impulse. Flip that over. He's got an impulse of 2. And that will get him onto the cell space. And once there, can we see him up there? Yes, we can. He is going to sell all of his terror. So that is 4 cubes. So that's 4,000 credits. And in selling his terror, he actually generates hollow. And that means he gets 1,000 off the board because hollow was also in demand. And we can put 4 cubes on. Okay, so he ends up with 5,000 credits there. 1,000 each for his terror and an extra 1,000 because hollow was in demand. So 5,000 credits, and that is a fame point. He sold over 2 of his cubes, so he gets a fame point as well. Now he still has 2 armed markers. Does he want to move? I think he does, yes. He's going to move again, but he's not going to go far. Just going to spend that engine. We're going to roll just for chuckles, but he only wants to move 2 anyway. And a 2 with his GTS would be 4. He does have a mission, so we're not bothered about that. He's just going to go 1, 2 onto the buy space. And he is going to spend 2,000 of that 5,000, leaving him with 3. And he's going to buy these 4 hollow cubes. So he'll take the hollow cubes, put them onto his ship, and once again, hollow is in demand. Okay, so that is it for him. I don't think he's not going to use his Bataille grid, and that will remain armed. We'll put that over here. And as he has finished his turn on a planet, that means he will get a business phase. So let's get back to the board. And here we are, back at his player board. So we'll just sort this out. Put those in there. Okay, so what's he going to do during this business phase? Well, first of all of these go on disarmed. Pop those there. Gets all of his energy back. And is he going to buy anything? He does have 3,000 credits here. I don't think it's particularly worth him buying anything. I don't think... No. He'll stay as he is. And, yep, that's going to be it for the business phase. Let's move straight into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. He gets a fame point. So that puts him up to a courageous Corsair, 13. And he gets these back. So inertia harness and hard bargaining. And yes, he could have done with rolling that hard bargaining. He'd have ended up with a lot more than 3,000 credits, but yes, he was hoping to spend 5,000 to buy a fame point, but unfortunately he can't afford it. He's going to rearm these. That's going to cost him 3, but he's on the planet, so he gets it back. And he gets his impulse back as well. And I think that is it for him. He's not looking after any of the NPCs. So that's it for Johnny Neptune. Next up is Cobra Hex. And here we are with Cobra Hex. I think it's about time that we started taking a few risks, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take these arm tokens. We're also going to take his special abilities. We're going to go across to the board and we're going to see Cobra Hex mount a little bit of a raid. And here we are with Cobra Hex. He's just up there, just at the entrance to Kemplar 2. Alright, so the first thing he's going to do is he's going to spend an arm token, pop it on an engine there. So he's got a Halon engine, which is a D8. Let's roll the red dice, because he's the red player. And he rolls a 4, but he does have a GTS, which becomes a 6. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's now on Vortex 86. He isn't in the Nebula, but he's on Vortex 86. And that's very important, because he's only one sector away now from Loath. And he's going to use his Wormhole Ripper again. So this is an energy cost of 3. So that'll put him down to 11 energy. And we have to roll a d20. Come on, we want anything a 5 and above. We get a 10. That is enough. He could have placed it up to 2 sectors away, but he only wants to place it 1 sector away. And he is going to place it, let's just move him out of the way, right there on Loath. Now, he doesn't become an outlaw. He doesn't get a bounty, because the Wormhole Ripper, you do not have to roll for any borders passed through. You didn't really go through them. So he doesn't get a actual, what's the word, a bounty. So he's avoided getting a bounty. Getting out, well, that's going to be a different story. We'll have to see. But, yeah, he's just appeared on Loath next to these two jokers. The first one he's going to attack is Cinderbeard, because that's what he's going to do. He's going to attack. He's only going to use one of his blasters. And he's not going to use his Piercer blaster. He's just going to use his normal blaster without the Piercer, because Cinderbeard does not have any shields. So it's just a D8. And remember, we have TAC X for a reroll. Come on, you can do it. A 3. A 3. I don't think that's enough. So 3 damage on Cinderbeard, who's got 5 damage. 15 damage, so that's rubbish. Am I going to re-roll that? I'm going to re-roll that, so I'm going to use, for an extra energy, I'm going to use his TAC X. And we're going to re-roll, because I want to get a bit more damage than that. So let's go. Come on. An 8. Yes, that's more like it. 8 plus 5, that is now 13 damage on Cinderbeard. Unfortunately, it hasn't killed him, and we're going to have to fire again. So we're going to use our final blaster, which has got the Piercer on it, but it doesn't really matter, because he doesn't have any shields anyway. And we're going to roll again. But we need 2 or better. Come on. A 5. Yes. He has destroyed Cinderbeard. So Cinderbeard is destroyed. Hang on, I'll sort myself out. So Cinderbeard has been destroyed. And that is 3 fame points. So we'll have to remember that. We also get the 2,000 bounty that was on him. So he now has 6,000 credits. I'll just get rid of all these damage tokens. And okay. Yes, what are we going to do now? We've destroyed. We're going to have to use an engine, because that's all we've got left. So we're going to use an engine, which is a D8. And, oh, or are we? Yes, we are. We're going to use an engine, that's a D8. That's a 4, plus GTS is 6. We're going to stay on Loath. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pick this up. We're going to flick it over. And we get plus 5 movement, which is just when we don't want it. because I don't want to leave Loath space. I want to stay on Loath. So 5 movement, we'll just go right over here. We'll just move 1 to here. At least picking up that exploration token. Once we get 2, he can turn it in for a fame point if he wishes. He's still got his Skylight hull. He hasn't used it. So when we get attacked by the scoundrel, and we will, because we're still an innocent ship, this will help us with our damage. He's also still got his Targe shield as well. So hopefully we won't get too much damage. And then next turn, he'll be able to kill this guy as well. Then, hopefully he'll be able to use his Wormhole Ripper to get off Loath and still not get a bounty. So this has been his plan all along, but it does mean he's going to have to take some hits off the scoundrel. But it's not yet the scoundrel's turn, so we'll see in the future how well the scoundrel does. Okay, so that is it for his action phase. He's not going to do anything else. He is on a planet, so he will get a business phase. And here we are with the extremely crafty Cobra Hex. Yes, he's been very crafty indeed. But his Skylight hull there, hang on, let's organise it correctly. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so first of all he gets all his energy back, so that goes up there. All of these become disarmed. We'll put those there. He didn't even bother using his impulse. As I say, he does want to stay on Loath because he wants to use his Wormhole Ripper next turn to get off Loath without getting a bounty. I think that is it. Is he actually going to buy anything? Now there's a question. There is a question. He's got quite a lot of credits here. He's going to spend 1,000 credits. And what he's going to buy is he is going to buy another piercer. So he's going to buy another of these. He didn't really need it against Cinderbeard because Cinderbeard had no shields, but our friend the Scoundrel has. So he's going to put that on his other blaster there, and that'll be a nice surprise hopefully next turn for the Scoundrel. Okay, right. So he's bought that. Is he going to do anything else in his business phase? I don't think he is. So let's move straight into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. So he's going to get all of those back. Most importantly, he's going to get 3 fame points. So 1 goes to Dangerous Marauder. That is another title. We will pick that. In fact, we haven't given these a shuffle for ages, so we'll just give it a little shuffle and a cut. And the title is... Oh, it's Generous again. Did we have this before? It is in giving that we receive. To claim this title, be the first player to give 2,000 credits to the player with the least amount of fame. A player with the least amount of fame cannot claim this title. Once claimed, this title grants, once this game, next time you roll a natural 20, you receive 2 fame points instead of just 1 fame point. So that's an easy one to get, isn't it? So pop that down there. Oh, should we put it up there? We'll put it up there. Alright, so that was his first fame point. His second fame point goes to Renowned Starfarer, and that's another event card. So we'll do the same here, a crappy shuffle, and then a quick cut, and Motherlode. Unmatched riches are discovered. while this card is in play. The mining spaces in asteroid fields now have the following rules. Instead of the normal results for the mining action, use these. 1 to 5, take double the damage rolled. Oof. 6 to 10, gain 1 cargo cube of the type specified on the mining space. 11 to 17, gain 1,000 credits, don't gain cubes. And 18 to 20, gain 3,000 credits and the load collapses, don't gain cubes. This card leaves play when the load collapses. So there you go. Pop that there. That is a new event, Motherload. And then we've got our final fame point, which takes us to a notorious helmsman. And he is a notorious helmsman now. Now he has baited Cinderbeard in his den and destroyed him. So good old Cobra Hex taking no prisoners whatsoever. Alright, so that's it for his status phase. He is, however, looking after our friend the Enforcer, and looking at the Enforcer's AI here, he's not within a sector of a outlaw, so what he's going to do is just going to carry on towards Lunari, I think. So let's get across to the board and let's do that. And here we are with the Enforcer, who I believe moves 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Has a look round. He's trying to make sure nobody's buying cyber. Remember, that's all under embargo. And 8, 9. Because he's heading back. He's on patrol. And Vesvirgo, she's noticed him there. And she's thinking, ooh, am I going to pull one over the law? Perhaps she will. We will see later. Okay, that's it for the Enforcer. That's it for Cobra Hex. Next up, it's Aqua Scion. And here we are with Aqua Scion. Just before we crack on with Aqua Scion, just a reminder, Wormhole Ripper and Tac X, I did refresh them. When I was swapping over Aqua Scion and Cobra Hex, I noticed I'd forgotten to refresh them, so I have refreshed them now. Alright, so Aqua Scion, we're going to need these. And we'll take these with us, just in case. And yes, she's got some terror to sell. We're not going to jettison this cyber. The reason being, she hasn't bought it and she hasn't sold it. So if you don't buy and sell it, you don't actually get a bounty. So I think she can actually keep hold of it for the time being. And then she might try and sell it later on once the embargo's over. We'll see how it goes. But for the time being, she'll just keep hold of those cubes. And yeah, that's it as far as that goes, I think. Just checking the shuttle. That's all right. Okay, righto. Let's get back to the board. And here we are with the Carriac and Aqua Scion. So she's still just outside Azure, so she's going to have to get in there. And rather thoughtfully, Johnny Neptune has vacated the cell space because he went to buy some hollow. So that was nice of him. So having a look at Carriac, she's got an impulse of 2, which isn't enough to get her onto the cell space, which is a bit of a blow. So we're going to have to use one of these and fire up one of her engines, which she's got 2 GTS, so she's easily going to do it, but it's just a bit of a blow. So 2 plus 4 is going to be 6. She's just going to go 1, 2, 3. She's going to sell 2 Terror for 2,000 credits. There we go. That will generate 2 more hollow. She will also get the in demand 1,000 credits. The reason it's in demand, if you recall, the 4 hollow that Johnny Neptune generated, he bought. So hollow was once again in demand. So she gets 1,000 for the in demand and another 2,000 what she just sold. So she got 5,000 credits now. Coolness. And what is she going to do? I did write it down. I think she will try and buy some hollow as well. Unfortunately, again, she can't use her impulse because it's only a 2. And we need enough to go on the sell spot and come immediately off the sell spot. So that's not good enough. So we're just going to use another one of these. And we're going to roll the D12 again. And another 2, but it doesn't matter because of all the GTS she's got. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, buy, and then come off. Yep, you are supposed to stop. So she's going. I'm taking that she has to stop adjacent to that space. But she has used the extra movement point to actually buy something, and she's going to buy hollow. Now there's only 2, so that's what she's going to buy. For 1,000, and once again hollow becomes in demand. So she's bought 2 hollow, brilliant. And now what she's going to do is she's going to try and head for Kemplar 2. That should be pretty safe now. Yeah, sell hollow here. That should be pretty safe now because the scoundrel is going to go after Cobra Hex. So she can come all the way down here, no problem. So let's roll a D12. Hopefully we get more than a 2. Give it a go. And that's a 6. So that becomes a 10. Okay. So, yes, I've got to use another of those on there. So this is the last engine that she's rolled for a 10. She's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And even with her impulse, she can't make it. Even with her impulse, she cannot make it. But we'll use her impulse anyway. So that's an extra 2. And she'll use it to annoy Vest Virgo by landing on her recall token, which I'm sure will cheer her up no end. In fact, the ship should be that way around because it's heading into Kemplar 2. And because we're doing that, and we could do with getting some energy back, we are going to use the energy scoop. It doesn't cost us any energy at all. We've just got to roll a D20. So let's see if we get any back. An 18, that gets us 3 energy. So that takes us back up to 13 energy. We're going to have to spend a bit of that because of all the arm tokens we spent this turn. But at least we've got some back. Okay, so that's it for her action phase. Next up, she's not on a planet, so we'll go straight to the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. So these 3 go to disarmed. Pop them in there. We get impulse back. And we're going to arm all of those. So that's 1, 2, 3. So we go back to 10. But net loss of nothing because we used the Puddle Jumper's special ability of Energy Scoop, which we get back as well because it's the status phase. And we also got a fame point. We did sell 2 Terra Cubes. So that gets us a fame point, and we are now a noteworthy Rocketeer. Awesome. Is there anything else for us to do? Yes, we've got to do the Merchant. But other than that, I think we're all up to date. And yeah, even though we're carrying Cyber, we don't have a bounty. Carrying it is fine. Buying or selling it is the problem. Okay, so yeah, let's get on with the Merchant. He moves 15, I believe. He's currently on Kemplar 2, so where does that mean he's going? He's going to Neo Damascus. Righto, let's get across to the board. And here we are, there is the merchant. So he's going to move 15, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. And what's the quickest way? 3, I think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And does he go to the sell space? The sell or the buy space? The sell space. Which is unfortunate for him, because he's just short. So he's just short of the sell space, but he'll get there next turn. Okay, right, that's it for the merchant. That's it for Aqua Scion. Next up is Ves Virgo. And here we are with Ves Virgo. And Ves Virgo's thinking it's about time she did some proper law breaking. So we'll need those. We'll take these with us. And yes, so she got quite a bit of hold space there. So let's start breaking the law. Let's get to the board. And here we are with Ves in Thunderbird 2, right up there. Alright, what's she going to do? Well, first of all, she's going to have to use an engine, unfortunately, because her impulse is only 1. So she's going to use a Halon engine. She does have a GTS. And we roll a 4, which is going to be a 6. So she's going to go 1, 2, yes, and right next to the Enforcer, she's going to buy Cyber. So she's going to use that 1,000 credits that I mistakenly took off her last turn. And she's going to buy... Oh no, there's only one Cyber on the board. Damn it! She can't buy Cyber. She cannot buy Cyber, I don't think. The trade embargo. I could have got 4 cubes for 1,000 if there was 4 cubes on the economy board, but there isn't. And I think, therefore, that she can't break the law. Because there's not enough cubes. So she's going to have to do something else. So she's got 6, hasn't she? So because she can't do that, she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. As a minor action, she's going to pick up these cubes in space. And again, I don't think that actually makes you an outlaw, because you're not bought or sold them, you just pick them up in space. So she's picked those up, and I think that was 6, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 4, 5, 6. She's heading this way, and she's going to use another engine. Let's roll. And she rolls a 6, so with her GTS that's going to be an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now she can use her impulse of 1, because she's just short of that cell space. So she's going to use her impulse. 1. Then she's going to sell that Cyber, which has 2 consequences. First of which is she is now an outlaw, so she gets a nice extra collar to say she's an outlaw. Then we have a look at trade embargo. Selling 2 cubes, 1 extra fame point for 4 plus cubes, plus 1,000 bounty. Every time somebody place 1 damage on this card, so we'll have to put a damage on the card. So we get a bounty of 1,000, and we only get 1 extra fame point for 4 plus cubes. We're only selling 2, so we don't get the extra fame point, but we still get a fame point because we're selling 2. Put damage on the card. Sell these 2, which generate terror, which gives her an extra 1,000 credits because terror is in demand. So there are now 2 terror on the economy board, and she got the normal 2,000 credits for selling the Cyber. I think you should get a bit more for selling the cyber. If it's, you know, I would have thought you'd have got more for selling it, but that's what it says on the card. So she is now a outlaw, and what have we got left? We are going to spend another one of these on an engine, because we are still within one sector here of the enforcer, so we've got to get the hell out. So let's roll. That's a 7 plus the GTS. We're going to get the full 8. I think we'll head towards the smuggler's den. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So she's heading towards the smuggler's den. She is now over a sector away though, because she's on the smuggler's den sector, and Neo Damascus and Dorovin 5, they're between Smuggler's Den and Lunari. So yep, she's over a, what's the word, she's over a sector away. Now don't think we're going to use that. We'll put that back onto her armed. And is it worth trying to use recall? Or in fact, could we have used disruptor field? We had 8, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we're going to try and use disruptor field. 6. So we're just going to try and get through here. Why not? So we're going to use the disruptor field. That's going to cost us 2 energy. So 1, 2. Puts it down at 14 energy. And we've got to roll a d20. And get a 9 or above. And she rolls a 1, which means it doesn't work. So it was worth a try. So a disruptor field didn't work. So she didn't manage to get through the planetary shield. It was out of frequency, but nothing happened. So she didn't take any damage or anything, and she's still on the Smuggler's Den sector tile. Is she going to try recall? How many sectors away? I don't think, no, she can't use recall, because actually the space is currently occupied by Aqua Scion, so she'll just have to stay where she is. So she gave it a try, just didn't come off. Alright, so that is it for her. And she's not on a planet, so she won't get a business phase. So let's move straight into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. So let's take all of these off here. They're disarmed. We'll then spend 3 energy to arm them. 1, 2, 3. We get our impulse back of 1. And we get our disruptor field, which we've been rolling pretty badly on, to be honest. And I think that is it for her, isn't it? Yes, that's it for her. And all that's left is our good friend, the Scoundrel. And he's going to be attacking Cobra Hex. He's just had Cinderbeard blown up right next to him, and he's going to see if he can avenge his mate. Okay, let's get to the board. And here we are with the Scoundrel at Loath, and he's going to whiz round, and he's going to look to attack Cobra Hex. So he's just going to move 2 to get within blaster range, and then he's going to fire. The reason he's attacking Cobra Hex is, even though he didn't get attacked himself, Cobra Hex is still an innocent ship, because he used his wormhole ripper to get onto Loath. So he's still an innocent ship, so he attacks the nearest innocent ship. So that's what he is going to do. And he's got 2 D12 blasters that he's going to use. In response, good old Cobra Hex. He's got his, he's still got his Scarlight hull that he's going to use. And yes, he's going to put 2 armed markers onto his Taj shield, which isn't much, it's just D6. But he does have this as well that he hasn't used yet, his Scarlight hull. So we've got to keep that over here. So 2 D12s for the blasters. A 1. Brilliant. Another 1, please. A 2. So a massive total of 3 damage. And we get 2 D6s for shields. A 1. Come on. Don't want any damage. A 6, yes. So he hasn't been damaged at all. And Mr. Scoundrel, you're in big trouble next turn, mate. Big trouble. So he hasn't done any damage whatsoever. Didn't even need his Scarlight hull. So he can get that back. And yes, awesome work by Cobra Hex. He's managed to dodge the blasts. And now it's going to be his turn next round. The Scoundrel has done rubbish and completely missed, and he's in a whole lot of trouble for next turn. Okay, we'll put that back with Vest Virgo, and that is it for episode 12 of Xayah, Legends of a Drift System. Hope you enjoyed it, and yes, got quite a bit done that turn. A daring raid by Cobra Hex. He's killed Cinderbeard, and it's looking like he's going to do a whole lot of damage to the Scoundrel next turn. So looking forward to that. Everybody else has sort of had, you know, they've had a so-so turn. Vest Virgo's turned outlaw, and she's heading for the Smuggler's Den. So she's going to have to avoid the Enforcer from now on. And also Cobra Hex, especially if he gets a Bounty Hunter mission. Johnny Neptune and Aqua Scion, they're just... they got a couple of fame points each for just doing a bit of trading. They're mooching along. But it's Cobra Hex who's making all the moves. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the likes and the dislikes, because you're still watching. God bless you. Any mistakes, please let me know, and I will try and fix them for next turn. And... what else? Yeah, anybody else who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. Similarly, anyone at Board Game Geek who's like the video threads, made a comment or dropped Geek Gold over there, thank you so much. Thanks for all the help and support, and for all the followers on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. You are all marvellous, thank you. And yes, so that's it for episode 12. I hope you join me for episode 13. We're very close to the end now. And we'll soon be finishing up this playthrough, and we'll get into Eldritch Horror. Regarding Eldritch Horror, very quickly before I go, the results of the poll are in for the Ancient One, and it's Shub Niggurath is the winner. He got it on basically the YouTube poll. He like got a whole lot of votes on YouTube. I did a Twitter poll as well, which Hypnos actually won, but unfortunately I didn't get as many votes on Twitter, so poor old Hypnos has finished second. But when I do Eldritch Horror again, I'll take into account that Hypnos came second, and we'll do Hypnos next. But first up is going to be Shub, and looking forward to that. But first, we've got to finish Xayah, Legends of a Drift System. We're getting close to the end, as I mentioned, and next up will be episode 13. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.